Hey, I'm excited for today's video. It's a little bit different because I'm taking two pretty popular games. I'll just show you real quick, which are Raw and Lost Cities. But these aren't the normal board games. These are the Verbing Right, the Rolling Right, the Flipping Right. Well, this is actually a Flipping Right. This is a Rolling Right, but you know, one of those in right type games. So the question is, we're trying to solve today is, I know these are beloved board games, and Lost Cities are one of my favorite two-player games. So how do these hold up? How do the in-right versions hold up to their big brothers or big sisters? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Ryan, and welcome to the Board Game Journey, where you will be joining me to play 1,000 games. With today's games, it will bring our total to 73 games. Just doing some quick math there. So let's get into the video. First up is Lost Cities. Now, of all the roll and write style games, it's probably my one I bring along with me the most. Because, how I broke it down is like I bring dry erase markers because I went ahead and I laminated the score sheet. So essentially I'll bring a bunch of these in a bag. I'll throw a bunch of markers in the bag, the dice, without the box. And then I just bought one of these basically foldable dice trays. So you just snap it in place and now you have a portable dice tray. So that way I played this literally in waiting rooms, restaurants, theme parks. It folds up. All this fits into a nice little plastic bag in a bag. So in a complete play, and with everything being laminated, there's no need to worry about water and all that good stuff. So I do bring this game quite a bit. And probably this one and maybe even Quinto is another one that I bring along with me. Because they pack up small and then you can bring all the supplies. And honestly, if you have the tray already, you can bring a few of these roll and write games because you have the markers, you have a tray, you're good to go. So let's just go through like a turn or so just to give you a feel for how the game works. So the dice will be rolled, and the person rolling the dice, they're the ones that get to choose one number dice and one color dice for themselves, and then everyone else gets to choose what's left over. Now they can choose the same one, it doesn't matter. I'm just, the person rolling is eliminating one of them from selection. Here's the board, but I'll show you a close up here so you get a better feel for what we're doing here. So on your turn, you're trying to go up each track. Now you can choose how many to go up. That is kind of part of the game, is which tracks to go up here. Like if I want to go with the red track, I try to get as high as I can. If I just go up to the top, I'll get 50 points. Now there is a way to get a doubler. So this little circle at the bottom, if I was to roll a 10, or sorry, in this case a 0, the 0 in this dice are 10 or 0. So if I roll a 0, again, mark that off as this actually say, hey, now this is double points, but also it's negative points. Because right now I'm at negative, I'm at negative 50. I think it's probably negative 100 if I don't do anything because I'm doubling it. So if I get to only negative 10, that's actually negative 20. But if I get all the way up to 50, that's going to be, that'll be 100 points. So you got to be careful. You don't want to double them all, you want to double some. So and in the day, I'm trying to climb up, kind of just like Lost Cities, how you try to build lowest to highest, and you can't go back. So if I was to roll a 1 here, that's great. I can even do another 1, right? And maybe I get a 2 here. I can't write upside down very well. And maybe I get a 3 here, right? So if I go 1, 1, 2, 3, I can keep going up. I just never can go down. So I even can jump to like a 9, for instance. But now I'm stuck because now I can only go up with 9s or maybe a 10, right? And that can keep going higher and higher. If I go to 10, then I got to make sure that any next ones are also 10s. The one exception to this rule is on the board you'll see arrows here, here, and here. These arrows let you basically add a number anywhere you want. Now the rules are, if you haven't started something, then you can start with a 1 somewhere. Now if you started somewhere, like for instance on the red, I already have a 10 here, I can add another 10 above it, right? Now those arrows do allow for some combos, because for instance, if I had numbers on the purple, say all the way up to like there, for instance, if I was to then say roll a blue and go up 1 more, say I'd put a 2 in the blue. Now, since I activated that arrow, I could go up the arrow I can go up the blue track 1 more time with a 2, or I could go over here to the purple. And I can add a 2 to the purple, but that also hits another arrow. So now I can go again. I can go up here and do another arrow, or I can go down to the green section. Maybe I go to the green section and add a 1 there. So there's a little bit of comboing, which is quite nice. Which just adds to the excitement, because if you plan it out right, maybe you can get 2 or 3 moves in one go. The last thing, just a note, what kind of adds a little bit of excitement to the game is there's this middle track right here, which is 20 points. the first person to cross that threshold gets a bonus 20 points, and no one else gets it. So if I was, right here, if I was the first one to get to the 20 in the red, I would mark it off 20 extra points, and everyone else would just scribble it out. They can no longer earn the bonus. They can still go above it, they just don't get the bonus. That's it. Without going into excruciating detail, I mean, you basically pick, some of the strategy games, do I go up all the tracks? Do I go up maybe 4 tracks? Or maybe I go up only like 4 tracks, but I did a doubler in all of them, right? These are things to consider. And also, there's also pots and other things you can collect in this game. I won't go through all that, but it's fun. It's a simple game. Doesn't break anyone's brain, and it's satisfying the more you play it, and you get something about getting those dice rolls and getting the right combination. You're like, yeah, I did it. Next up, let's talk about Raw. Well, Raw and Right. I love it. It kind of reminds me of like the dinosaur game where it's like roar and right. I guess sometimes games just work out where the right just makes sense. Raw and Right. It feels good. It feels good. I think Raw and Right does a good job of capturing the spirit of its bigger sibling, because just like the Raw the game, you have like scoring where you score like at the end of each round, and then you also have the scoring where you just kind of score at the end of the game. So I think this does a good job doing that as well. So with Raw, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections you're filling out on your pad. And each of those sections will associate to one of the playing cards that comes up. So if this one comes up, this is the monuments, right? In monuments, we'll go to the monuments track. And then this one, it's another monument. Oh, the raw cards. That's another thing too. It has raw cards. Just like in the other game, when you pull out a raw tile, that's like, oh no, the raw tile. So this also has that going on. Because once you draw 3 raw cards, that ends the current round. So how long a game is going to last, you don't know, because there's 9 of these raw cards shuffled in the deck. So a round could end super early, a round could end very long. If there's 1 at the bottom, you're going to go through all the cards. If they're all at the top, it's going to be a very quick game. So that's one thing I think is kind of nice, because it's just, you kind of have that sense of urgency, because you're like, I don't know how long this round is going to last. I got to figure out what I want to do and try to maximize my points. So similar to what Lost City does with the dice, where I choose 2 dice, and the other ones the other players can all share. This is similar. So 3 cards are put out. So between these 3 cards, I decide, okay, which one do I want, and then whatever's left over, the other players can share. They can choose the same one or a different one. They pick. These 3 cards, these are both Nile cards, and this is a civilization card. So that associates to this track for the civilization, and this one for the Nile. The Niles are pretty straightforward. This track is, you're essentially trying to move up in ascending order. So if I want to play a 10 or a 13, maybe I don't want to put it in these first 3 buckets. We'll say I just put it here. I put a 10 here. That means for now on, I want every number to be lower than 10 here and above 10 here. Now with all these lines, they do come with different bonus scoring. So they give you, for this one for instance, once you get 3 filled in, this activates an automatic marking on the monument track. So, and I noticed this game, basically, each track will activate the one below it. So this track, the bonuses will activate, this is the Pharaoh track. The Pharaoh track will activate a Nile, and the Nile will activate a civilization, and so forth. So everything above it will activate one below it. The only thing that's wild in this game is on the monument. So in this one, on the monument, if you could fill in this whole top row with at least 1 of each monument, you activate basically the freebie wild. So now you can go mark anywhere. And depending on where you mark, that could do a combination. Because obviously you can activate, the God track can activate a Nile and so on and so forth. So you can definitely get a cascading effect going. And that's really the game. Now 3 more cards are turned over. And this actually, wasn't planned, just came up naturally. So in this case, if a Nile card does come up, not a Nile card, get Nile in the brain. If a raw card comes up, it just gets set aside, say above it, and another card goes in its place. Once you get 3, they're actually near the top right here. Once there is a 3rd raw card out, it immediately ends that round, you score, and then you just reset. Now you don't reuse the cards. All the cards you use, they discard it, and you just continue with the deck. So, because there's 9 raw cards in here, eventually you're going to turn off all of them, and that ends the game. So far, I only played this game twice. I guess 3 times. Played twice with my wife and once with my brother-in-law. So I haven't got a good feel for it. I really want to try it at more players, just like Raw, the board game. I've only played the original board game at 3 players. I know, I feel like I'm missing out. I really want to try it at like 4 or 5, but just haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. So this one is the same thing. I really want to try it at more players. So I'm curious how that affects it. Because I think with like just one-on-one, it becomes so head-to-head, and it's a little bit easier to follow what your other person's doing. I think with more people, it's like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Right? Because like everyone might be doing different things, and you just got to figure out how to like fit your best score in. So yeah, so far I like the game. I guess more plays are necessary, especially different player counts, to see kind of how it fits into my whole collection. But right now, yeah, that's Raw and right. So what do you guys think? Which one's your favorite? Have you played either one of these games, or which one would you want to play? So if you never played either one of them, which one are you reaching for? Which one kind of piques your interest? Let me know down in the comments. Come on, guys. I want to hear from you. So hey, until the next video, hit subscribe, follow me, all that good stuff. It really does help me. It gets me motivated. I try to see someone subscribe. I'm always like, yeah, more videos. But I don't see someone subscribe for a while. I start to get sad, and I think no one likes me. So make me feel better. Make my day. Go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.